we also have an info product business where we teach other, people how to become a copywriter and land clients.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with that group. Okay. And
Yeah.
then we can get into the broader one or whatever, because in looking at the outline, it was interesting because usually I don't get 6-stage outlines from business people because they're not familiar with the hero's 2 journeys, because the 6 stages are usually screenwriters and novelists, and the 6 steps are in my book. I don't know if you got my book, Storytelling Made Easy, but that's sort of a pared down version. Okay, so if I was like, oh, you got them all, huh?
I got them all.
Quiz me and see if I know what's in them, if I really wrote those books. Okay, so if you had said, we have this infomercial business and we want to persuade people to become copywriters or work with us to do that, then I would say you want to take the portion of this long story that just has to do with you becoming a copywriter. Instead of you tried this, you tried this, you tried this. The first one, you hated a job, then you got a job that didn't work out, if I remember the sequence. Then you worked with a job that started working out well, and then the bit of money you made, you all lost, and then finally you went into copyright.
Yeah.
Okay. And generally, the more you stretch out a story, the more you turn, the longer the period of time, the harder it is to turn it into a really focused story. Because, as I sometimes say, I don't know if I said it in that book, but your life is not a story, it's a series of stories. And so if you're trying to persuade somebody to be a copywriter, then what you want to have them do is put themselves in the position you were in before you became a copywriter, empathize with you, see themselves in that situation, see the problem you had in that situation that you wanted to solve, which is similar to theirs. Now, of course, you had the same problem in other places. When you had a job you hated, a bunch of those people will have that, and so on. But then in persuading them that copywriting is an avenue that would work, they need to find out how you specifically got into it, what you had, who sort of mentored you a bit maybe, and then what are the steps you had to take to become a copywriter that they will then have to go through in order to become a copywriter, and that you will help them with your product.
Got it.
And so that would be, if I were you, that would be my first focus, is doing that. Even if you wanted to have a soap opera sequence, you could do that with that story, because all a soap opera sequence is really chopping up the story so that it's each time you have a cliffhanger, like a commercial break, if you will, or the next, like in a soap opera, the hero still wants to, win the love of the woman of his dreams or commit a bank robbery, whatever the soap opera is, but there's going to be steps, and every obstacle becomes a cliffhanger.